Hello and welcome to my channel. So I'm going to show you how to do this look in the most simplest way possible. It is a talk through look. This is me being my authentic self. I wanted to show y'all something easy for Valentine's Day and something that's more on the neutral side in case you're not big on like colors and pinks and reds and all that. This is a nice soft brown little chocolate hearts with a nice chocolate lip. So stay tuned and I will be making some more videos for y'all soon. Hope you enjoy and keep watching. Okay, welcome. So today I want to do a makeup look, something a little different. I've been doing the 14 days of love, not consecutively though, but we're gonna get to 14 days. So I'm wearing neutrals today. So we're gonna try to keep it neutral, soft browns, maybe a little pop of red, but stay tuned. All right, so you're gonna see me kind of look down and go to the side a little bit because all my makeup is over here. I am actually gonna finish building my vanity today once I go pick up my drawers. So let's get started. I'm gonna take my Laura Mercier translucent powder. It's the original formula, and I'm gonna dust that over my eyebrows because the girl is oily combo and I'm a little shiny nowadays. Just lightly dust that, and then we're gonna go straight into the brows. So taking my e.l.f. brow lift applicator, and I'm just brushing my brow hairs up. And then because I haven't grown any hair like right here, I'm just gonna fill it in with this NYX brow tint pen. So mine is a little messy, so I gotta take a so hard to open this. I'm gonna take that and do little hair-like strokes. Just in the front. So I don't fill my brow hairs in, I really just kind of, well, I'm gonna take my brow applicator again and just brush those thoroughly so they look a little more natural. I just like how, well, if I were to grow hairs there, that it kind of like makes them look fuller. But I really only fill in the front because the rest is just pretty much all me. So now we're gonna take a little Morphe Supreme Brow Wax. I don't know why you call it a wax when it's really clear and really light. I just take some on the spoolie here and I'm gonna brush these down and then up and around. And then I'm gonna take the back of it and I'm just gonna kind of smooth it down. And that's pretty much how I do my brows, honestly. I just go in the shape that they naturally grow. And then I just conceal the bottom of it, but that's about it. I like to clean as I go. That's how I keep my space pretty neat because this gets a little messy after a while. So I kind of want to do glowy makeup today. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do glowy. So I'm gonna take my Morphe, if I could speak today. I'm gonna take my Morphe Filter Effect Concealer. And this is in the shade medium 16 because I'm like golden olive. And then I'm gonna just do a little swipe underneath the brows, following my natural brow shape, honestly. And then I'm gonna take my favorite concealer brush of all time. This is the Morphe M224. It's a concealer brush, and sorry, almost dropped my brow wax. But I'm basically gonna take that and just carve out my brows now. And then I like to tap and pull down the excess product. I do like to bring it out a little bit towards the center of my face, just because I want to make sure my brows are at least somewhat even. I know they're not going to be perfectly even, but we can try. We can try. Not me over here messing up my actual palette with the brush. Hold on. Alright, now they're perfect. Oop, they're dropping stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to, where's my brush at? Give me a second. Okay, I had to find my brush, I forgot to wash them. So I'm gonna take the Morphe N173, it's like this. It's actually for the filter effect concealer, but I like to use it to blend under my eyebrow. Honestly, this might just turn into a voiceover because I'm not trying to sit here and pretend like I got this all scripted out. Scripted. Bring this a little bit closer so y'all can see it look better. Yeah, I pretty much was just pushing this towards the middle and brushing it up. Cool. So now, let's see. I'm gonna take my eyeshadow primer, and this is Contemplative State by MAC. I'm a MAC artist if y'all didn't know, so I work at Ulta Beauty, so not for the actual MAC store, but at a boutique. So I'm just gonna take a little of that with the same brush and go in with. You see how it just makes like a blank canvas? I love this eyeshadow primer because it can be used as like a regular cream eyeshadow. It sets itself, waterproof, and it's creaseless. Like, look at the difference. So I have no idea why the sound wasn't working when I did this part of the video, but so far I was debating on whether I should do the eyes first or the face first. I ended up doing my face first, so we did a nice little glowy makeup tutorial. Okay, so I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and I just put that all on the outside of my face because I'm oily combination skin. So this one's super hydrating, and I actually love it no matter what type of look I'm doing because it has this type of gripping effect that makes the makeup last all day. So this is a brand new product I started using. I got it in my gratis for MAC. It is a Prep and Prime Refined Zone Primer. So because I'm combination skin, I get super oily in my T-zone area. So this just helps mattify as well as fill in my pores and fine lines. So after debating with myself for a cool minute, I decided that I wanted to do something glowy. I'm taking that halo filter effect by e.l.f. It's supposed to be like a highlighter, but I use it as a foundation. I'm in the shade medium tan 5. So it has pretty good coverage, I'm not gonna lie, but I will look like a whole light bulb in a second. So after blending that out and I'm looking like a whole halo in a sense, I'm going to take my Studio Radiance from MAC. This is the first time I've ever tried this foundation out. It's water-based and it's waterproof and it's good for face and body. I'm in the shade C6. My powder, which is in the Studio Fix powder to foundation, is also in C6. It's like a perfect golden olive tone. So I pretty much am just putting that all over because for one, I look like I'm really glowing. And for two, I just wanted to look more so like hydrated skin. So this is actually just like extra coverage. So with that e.l.f. Halo Glow, you can definitely mix that with foundation just to give it some more radiance. So you see it's starting to calm down just a little bit. But of course, we are always going to set with a setting powder. So now I'm just going to take my Benefit Bowing Cakeless Concealer in the shade 8.5 Mic Drop. Love saying that. So I'm just going to put that in all my high points of my face. So like under my eye, bridge of nose, upper lip, chin. And then I'm just going to blend it out with my Beauty Blender. So now I'm just taking my Anastasia Cream Bronzer in the shade Deep Tan. And I'm just going to carve out my bone structure. So hollows of the cheeks, around the forehead, a little bit down the sides of my nose. But I usually just leave that for powder bronzer. I don't like too much of a dark contour. I just like to keep it super natural. Alright, now I'm just taking my Beauty Blender and I'm just blending this out in an upward motion. This is the Morphe Aerial Collection sponge and it's amazing. It gives me like a nice flawless blend without it, taking too much of the product away, so it looks more natural. So after blending everything out, I just take a buffing brush. This is from e.l.f. And I just buff out the harsh lines from the concealer and the bronzer, making sure everything is well blended. So right before I set my face with any translucent powder, I go in with my Charlotte Tilbury spray just to make sure that everything sets properly. I like doing this in between certain steps. So like I do on my liquids first and then on my powders last. It just helps me kind of build that bulletproof face. Like my face will stay like this literally all day. So I'm just gonna take a powder puff. I got these off of Shein for like, I want to say almost like $2 for a 6-pack. But I'm gonna dip that into my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And make sure before you set your under eye that you smooth down any creasing. And then I just kind of tap the excess off the back of my hand. And then I do this press and roll motion. Just so that creates like a nice soft filter effect. Like you won't see my pores, no lines, anything. It just looks like I have an Instagram filter on. But literally you can see the difference. Like, come on, I got pores on this side, and this side it's like filter. So after I dust my face with the translucent powder, I do go into my MAC skin finish powder, and it's in the shade Dark. It's very, very sheer, so I'm actually just kind of pressing that all over the outer portions of my face, just kind of warming it up some. So it's like I'm still setting my face, but this time it has just a little bit of color to it. And now it's time for my quote-unquote contour. I take the Fenty Sunstalker bronzer in Coco Naughty. I've had this for a minute. It's time for me to get a new one. But I take that and I just go all over where I put the cream bronzer. And notice every time I apply anything to my face, I do tapping motions. I never really swipe or... yeah, I just don't swipe. Honestly, I feel like that creates fine lines and wrinkles if you swipe all the time with a brush. So I just tap. So I noticed that there was a little separation after I did my nose contour. So I'm just going to get my Studio Fix powder foundation in the shade C6. And I'm just going to kind of like press that into that area with my powder puff, just so it can kind of cover it up without shifting the makeup. And time for blush. So I'm taking the ColourPop pressed powder blush in Swirled, and I'm just going to take my big fluffy brush and just put that on the apples of my cheeks. So go ahead and do your little fake smile and just tap that in. All right, so I was debating whether to put my highlight on first or do the eyeshadow, but we're gonna do the highlight. So this is the Ofra Cosmetics Nikki Tutorials Trio Highlight Palette. God, that was a mouthful, but I actually really like this one because for one, you get 3 different highlighters for like the price of one. But I'm gonna take that bronze shade and I'm just gonna do little circular motions on the apples of my cheeks so you see it's bronzer, blush, and then highlight. And I'm making sure it's looking all nice and smoothed out, like you can see my highlight from outer space. So I was debating on what palette to use for this look. I knew I wanted to do neutrals, so I ended up going with my 9K Khaki Calling palette from Morphe. It has a lot of neutral shades in there and olive green, so we're gonna do like a chocolatey heart. Okay, so I decided to go in with this e.l.f. concealer brush to kind of carve out the outline of the heart. So I'm gonna take that in that that dark brown shade that's in the palette and start with the outer corners first. Okay, so I kind of already started on the heart, but I'm pretty much just taking eyeshadow and darkening up a little outline. And you see how it curved and I kind of brought it down? And because my audio decided that it's just gonna work when it wants to, pretty much I did half the heart and then I'm doing the other half, but of course I'm just gonna stop like right at the center of my eyelid. And then we're just gonna blend that out with a couple of lighter shades so it looks kind of like a nice little ombre smoked out effect. Okay, so after I carved out the heart on this eye, I'm gonna take this light brown right here and just kind of blend it out. Because I want it to be kind of like smoky. Okay, so now that we kind of blended out, I want to blend it out further. So I'm going to use this tan shade there. It's actually close to my eyelid color once I place it. And we're just going to So after you use that light tan shade to kind of like carve out the center of the heart, you can go back in with the darker shades just to help blend out wherever you see fit. I'm just taking some leftover concealer on that brush and I'm carving out the outer portion of the heart just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so I already started on the other eye. So one way I learned how to make it even, and this just works. All right, I'm gonna have to really fix this audio situation, but I was just explaining how I make both eyes look even when it comes to doing any type of artwork on my lids. I pretty much just do like a couple of dots where each point ends and meets, and then I just connect them. So I felt like this look was missing something, so I decided to take that bronze shade in the center of the palette and just pack that on the inside of the heart. So it's on the other eye now. Now, everything seems pretty well. I just want to make sure it's all nice and blurred out. And so this is how I do my curly lashes. So I like to straighten them out with the curling applicator, if that makes sense. So I pretty much just flip it upside down and straighten out my lashes, and then I place a little glue right at the base of my lashes as well as on the false lashes, so it kind of helps adhere to my eyelid better. And I always get asked what type of lashes I wear. These are the Beauty Creation style Stunt. They're 35 millimeters, but I got a lot of eyelid space, so it works. But I love Beauty Creation lashes because they have that nice mink-like effect to them, and you could have them natural or you could have them extra. And I do put on a little mascara before I apply the lashes. This is the Hourglass Unlocked Extensions mascara, and it's actually vegan, and it doesn't clump and it does not smudge at all. So I like it because my eyelids tend to get oily sometimes, so I don't get the whole raccoon eye afterwards. So taking my tweezers, these ones are from MAC. They grip the entire lash band so I can get as close enough to my lash line as possible, and it helps me maneuver better. So you see I'm looking down and I'm placing them directly on top of my lashes, and I just kind of push them right into my lash line. And because I got eyelid space, I do pinch a little bit of my eyelid over it just so it looks more natural, like, you know, like I got lash extensions. And they stay on all day. This is the velour glue, the one that's latex free. It dries really fast, but I never have to really touch up my lashes, and the corners don't lift at all, so that's good. Alright, so I was trying to decide whether I want to do bottom lashes, but I think I might, just because it opens up the eye a little bit more. So these are Lily Lashes Barely Flare. They're only $12 at Ulta Beauty, which I work at. So the way I apply my bottom lashes, after I put the mascara on, I pretty much just put a little glue on the lash, and then I place it directly underneath my real lashes. So you can see the difference bottom lashes makes. I mean, my eyes are pretty slanted, so this kind of opened up my eye a little bit more, and it just ties the whole look together. But now I'm going to take my Prep and Prime lip primer from MAC. Love this thing because it helps prevent your lips from, like, fading away or bleeding out through the fine lines. And it also conditions your lips and makes the color last even longer. So now I'm going to take my eyeliner from Essence in So Espresso. I don't have like a deep brown lip liner, but vice versa. I use lip liner as eyeliner, eyeliner as lip liner. It works. So you can save some money. So the lip for today is by Juvia's Place. This is part of their Nubian Earth line. It's in the shade called Sheba, just a beautiful chocolatey brown, and it's so moisturizing, even though it's a matte lip, but like it just feels so nice on the lips. So I did draw on my little freckles, aka beauty marks, whatever you want to call them. I just used the Makeup Revolution freckle pen. It's like a deep brown. And now I'm just taking that skin finish and powdering all over my face because, we was definitely touching our face a lot before we set it. But you can already see the glow from the Halo Glow from earlier. And it just looks like skin right before I even set it. So I'm just going to take my Charlotte Tilbury spray and I'm just going to mist that all over. And then I'm going to take my little lash fan and pretty much dry it down. And that's pretty much it for the finished look, looking nice and glowy. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for some more tutorials and some more videos. I love you all and thank you for watching.